When Yitzchok Perlman was just 4 years old, he contracted polio. The terrible disease left him having to walk with crutches and braces for the rest of his life. But nevertheless, this didn't deter him. He became a master musician who was famous throughout Israel, where he lived in Tel Aviv, and indeed the entire world, as an expert violinist. One evening, he was giving a concert in Israel. He was playing a beautiful piece on the violin, and the whole crowd, the whole orchestra were mesmerized. His music transcended his disability, and they completely forgot that here was a man who had to hobble onto the stage with his crutches. But suddenly, in the middle of the piece, there was a loud pop, and one of the strings on his violin snapped. There was a collective gasp from the audience, when they all thought to themselves, what's going to happen now? Either he's going to have to hobble off the stage again, or maybe someone else is going to have to come and fix the violin string and delay the whole concert. Yitzchok picked up his violin, put it back under his chin, and calmly nodded to the conductor to continue. He carried on playing the piece, modulating and changing the music as he went, and a piece that was supposed to be played with 4 strings, he played beautifully on just 3. When he finished, he put his violin down and received a standing ovation from the crowd. He looked at them and said humbly, sometimes the musician just has to play with what he has left. We're about to end our first week of isolation as a family, and everyone else is also on lockdown pretty much as well, just able to go out once a day and with 1 or 2 exceptions. And I think instead of looking at the things that we can't do, instead of looking at what we cannot do on Shabbos and that we cannot get together, let's look at what we can do. Let's look at how we can make music with what we have left. You know, I was thinking to myself, what an amazing impression it will make on our children when they see us continuing with all of the things that we would normally do, when they see us continuing with our Torah study on Zoom, even though it's hard, when they see us davening, making time to pray to Hashem in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, on a Shabbat, doing a Kabbalat Shabbat, even though it's difficult. That is something that we couldn't have accomplished. That impression that we make on our children is something which is unique. Let's view this as an opportunity. You know, a few people have asked me, how can we make Shabbat feel special? Usually we go to Shul, we all get dressed up, we go to the Kiddush, and that makes Shabbos feel like Shabbos. But now we're at home by ourselves and it doesn't feel like Shabbos anymore. And I think there's a number of things that we can do. Firstly, we should still be wearing our Shabbos clothes. It makes a difference to the whole atmosphere in the home, even if you won't be seeing anyone else the entire day. Nevertheless, get dressed up, wear your best clothes, the same clothes that you would normally wear for any Shabbat where you were going out of the house and going to shul. Make sure to set the table. Set the table with your finest crockery, as if you've got the best and the most finest guests in the world coming. Because in truth, you do. Those same Shabbos angels still come to our home. The Shabbos Queen will still be attending our home. Make sure to prepare with your children before Shabbat. Many children will receive a Devar Torah from school. If not, then maybe you could look one up for them, take something from the internet, teach them something so that they have something to say at the Shabbat table as well. And also on Shabbat day itself, make sure to take time to daven. If you can, then have a place in your home which will be called the shul, a little room, maybe part of the lounge that you can set aside. And during your davening times, let that be the place that you daven. Sing the songs of davening together with your children. You could do maybe a little children's service as well. Let's make Shabbat feel special in our homes. I think when we do this, then we can achieve the most amazing thing. Our children can see that this is so meaningful to us, that Judaism is such a big part of our lives, that even when we're not able to do all the things that we normally do, this is a priority. And we're going to keep going. We're going to keep having a Shabbat in our lives. We're going to keep doing all of those Jewish things that we would normally do. You know, Pesach is approaching fast, and we just started the month of Nisan. Obviously, that means that firstly, it's time to think about that Pesach cleaning, as I'm sure many of you already have. We're going to try and make Pesach as easy for you as possible. But once again, this is an opportunity to show our children, to show ourselves as well, how important it is to us. How important is it to make sure that our homes are chametz free? How important is it to us to make sure that we have a Seder night, even in these difficult circumstances? Let's play music with what we have. We can make some beautiful music together. Our rabbis tell us, B'Nisan nigalu, u'b'Nisan asidin lehigal. In the month of Nisan, the Jewish people were redeemed, the Exodus from Egypt, and in the month of Nisan, we are going to be redeemed once again. Let's all pray that that future redemption will come very, very speedily, any day now that Moshiach will come, and please God, all of us will be able to join together this Pesach in Yerushalayim, in Jerusalem, after Moshiach has come to redeem us. Have a wonderful Shabbos. Keep well, keep healthy, and stay home.